Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your girl A, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And if there's any other time you need to put on your big girl panties, it's for today's topic. Today's topic is the one-eyed monster. But before we go into that, I want to introduce these ladies right here. This is BGP.
Hi, I'm Neisha Williams.
Hello, I'm Ms.lishey.
And thank you for joining in today. So today's topic, as I mentioned, is the one-eyed monster. Now, you could say the D, or it could be called a whole lot of other things. But sometimes that D can get you in big trouble. Big trouble. Mm-hmm. And I would like to ask you, ladies, my first question of today. Have you ever been manipulated or done something really crazy or dismissed some red flags because of the D?
Yes, I have.
You have?
I have.
Elaborate, please.
I fall into that statistic in my 20s where I let somebody use my car. I fall into that statistic of I ignored the text messages from somebody else. I fall into that statistic where it was like all the signs were pointing to, you know, he had multiple women, even though I was supposed to be the girlfriend. And I was like, you know what? If I don't see it, I'm not going to worry about it. But all signs was like, hello, 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 hello. But his vitamin D was just intoxicating. And I kind of overlooked it. You know, it's dumb mistakes that happens in your 20s. So, yeah, I've fallen victim to the one-eye monster.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say no. Wow. I have never fallen victim to the one-eyed monster. I've fallen victim to some other things like the money.
That's right.
The one-eyed monster, of course, when you're young, you know, you think you're sprung off of the D. Mm-hmm. But in actuality, I have to say no, that I have not been a victim of doing anything because of sex or the D.
Wow.
Yeah. There might have been some red flags of other things that were going on to be able to say, oh, he had me in the corner in the fetal position, sucking my thumb. Not Mona. Oh, I was looking for him in the daytime with a flashlight. Not Mona. Now, there is some great D out here. Definitely. To the point where if you had a nice little rendezvous last night and you wake up the next morning, you might have to, give that brother his compliments and tell him, you know what, baby, what you did last night, that went viral.
I see it. Some girls now will take care of men simply because they got that good D. Could you ever find yourself in that position where you would take care of a man because you're so mesmerized by that D?
No, not at all. I said that happened in my 20s, but no, I'm too old for that now. Mm-hmm. I know better. Or like we said, when you know better, you do better. But no, he got to take care of himself, and I take care of myself. Right. But I've been in them situations where that vitamin D was amazing and addicting, but you know better. So, no. Nah. Can't.
So, why would you say that, some women do get caught up in being digmatized, as they would say?
Yeah. I think a lot of times guys that use that, they know that they're good at what they do and they know how to manipulate. So, I think once they have identified with this woman that this is I don't know if you want to call it a shortcoming that she may have or whatever the case, they're going to use it every single opportunity they get. Yep. I know we're working with domestic violence women a lot of times, and myself, I've fallen for it. I've fallen for it. And what happens is there's this honeymoon phase of the abuse where they're trying to get you to forgive them. And once they figured out that the D can be used in that way, every opportunity they can, they use that as a means to get back into your good graces. If you are, I don't want to say weak-minded, or if you are a hypersexual person that you thrive off of the sex, then you can get caught up in that type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
If you suffer from low self-esteem.
That's it.
Yes.
If
Yes.
you equate sex with love.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so, a lot of times men, it's an act for them. For us, it's feelings. Most women, it's feelings.
Right.
And we're caught up because they've made this fabulous love to us that now they've got us, and we're dismissing everything, the slaps, the hits, the cheating, the whatever. And sometimes you find yourself, that is the tool that they use to get back in your good graces. And sometimes you do. You ignore the red flags for the sake of this thing that we think is love. And all it is sex.
Just sex. Because that's the thing. Like, I've had discussions with men, and I've seen it. Men can just have sex with you and don't give a damn about you, right? He can just, it's just sex to him. Whereas for women, we get emotionally connected. Once we're emotionally connected, it's a hard pull to pull away, especially if the sex is good. So you have to be careful with that. I try not to let that happen, but like I said, it's happened in my past, but nah.
Yeah, we become very clingy sometimes if that sex is like, really good. And just to ask you, what would be that, what are some of the things that he would do that would make it different than others, that would get you digmatized versus, oh, that's just some dick?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Really? See, that goes into other stuff.
I know, right?
Okay, so I'm a submissive, right? And so I enjoy certain fetishes, and he knew that. And so because of that, and he knew what I liked, he knew how to get me to the point of no return. And I'm speaking in layman's terms, the point of no return. And a lot of men, not that I've been with a lot of men, but, my previous partners didn't. So when I met that particular person, like, he knew the buttons to push to be like, got you, got you. And so that's how it was easy to just kind of be like, I know that number is different, but okay. I know that was a lie he just said, but okay. I know he's not. I know he's full of shit, but
yeah, I know, right?
Okay. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm a strong believer that you do not, as a lady, discuss what goes on in the bedroom because of the simple fact that sometimes when you tell your girlfriends, how he put it down, then they get curious. And they might start coming around more, and then you hear their voices get softer. And so, like I said, I'm not a component of talking about that. But I do have a question. What type of man would you say could have you digmatized? What kind of man? What characteristics? What type of man would it be? A man from the penitentiary?
No.
No, I'm saying what do you think? Because okay.
I mean, some women fought. No, let me
hold
on.
Let me try to clear it up.
Yeah.
There are certain type of men that, like you said, they are very good and professional and have got those skills to get you digmatized.
Right.
There are and they may not have a job, so they have time to look at the Kama Sutra and get all the positions and watch all the porns and get all the moves that they can. Then there's men that they have jobs, and they don't have time to do that. They like pump. I'm like, girl, I'm tired.
Exactly. You got 2 minutes. You better catch it.
So like you said, men that, let's say for instance a homosexual, he got to come with some sex games. He got to come with some skills because he does not have anything else to offer.
True.
So would your Dusties or your Pookies and Ray Rays have more sexual skills than your high-valued six-figure man?
I think a lot of Dusties have that. They've identified that they are coming up short. Yeah, so they know that they probably are the ones studying it and watching porn and getting all these techniques and moves together so that they can sustain that relationship, so that they can get that woman's check or get her car keys. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing, and they've become very good at it. I think for some women, and what I have read, and when I knew that I would be the one kind of leading this topic, not that anyway, what I've learned is, those guys tend to brag on their parts.
Yes.
They brag on their parts like it's the biggest thing. And
that's what they have to offer.
Yeah. And then sometimes you later find out it ain't all that big, but it's some of the things that they do. The way they whisper in your ear while it's going down, or the way they flopped you over and got you to do. I don't want to go too deep because that's my topic. But yeah, so they've learned it and they've mastered it, and they know what to do to get you. And now I'm learning that really it's not even just the size. It's some dudes that ain't working with a whole lot. Vienna sausage. And they, you know what I mean? And they still got a way of making it happen. It's going down.
How?
It's other stuff they do. Other stuff they do that just don't have to do with the dick.
Okay, I said I wasn't going to disclose no information. If you take your clothes off and it look like a Vienna sausage, you can't do nothing to me. You can't, because that's like going through escrow. If you cannot close the deal, buddy, no, you're not going to have me sexually frustrated. I got a post that say it's 5 things I don't play with.
Yeah.
And one of them is my vagina.
Right.
I don't do charity sex. I don't try to pump you up and give you ego. You come out here with a steak knife, and I'm talking about that silver side on the other end. You need to put your clothes back on, brother.
Right.
So I think that
So you have to dismiss all the little ones?
I said for me.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Now, I didn't tell you what I like. I didn't say if I like medium, large, extra large.
Well, you just said no Vienna sausage.
Hanging down to their knee. I said no steak knife, the silver part.
Right.
Yeah, that's not going to work for me. I don't believe in other things. It all has to be the complete package.
Exactly.
Over here.
Right. I get you. Mm-hmm.
Of course, like I said, in your 20s, you will think that, you've
had the best.
Sex equates to love, and you'll have the best. Because would you agree that most relationships are longer because of sex?
Yes.
And why?
Because I know for me, like I stayed in a relationship because I didn't want to start over. I didn't want to have to learn somebody new. I didn't want to have to learn their moves, what gets them off, when I know that this particular person knows my body well. I know his body. I know what gets him going and whatnot. And again, he had me hooked. So I was just kind of like, I'm going to just try to work this out. I'm going to just ignore this. We can talk about it. I'm going to just let it go. Whereas if somebody who wasn't satisfying was doing some of the things that was being done, I would have immediately been like, you out. Mm-hmm. Next, So
I think the reason why we stay is because as a woman, if the sex is good, I cannot imagine you doing what you do to me to somebody else. Yep. And then for the men, you didn't drop the like a lowrider on me, and you think you gonna go over here with Lil Willie and give it to him? Nah. I don't really like you. You get on my nerves, but that sex compels me to stay a little longer. Here's the thing. sex, if you think about Christians and you think about the Bible or the Quran, the sex was not meant to
For
be
enjoyment.
enjoyed. Sex was meant
Procreation.
to procreate. And sex was also made for husbands and wives. It was not made for single people. Single people are supposed to be celibate because sex is, everything starts in the mind.
Right.
So in order for you to even become digmatized, he has to do something sexually.
Definitely.
He has to give you a mind orgasm that causes you to be emotional.
Yep.
That causes you to have some type of feelings.
Yep.
And have a spiritual awakening that makes you want to be physical
Physically.
with this person. And that's where we're getting it messed up at. We just think somebody just coming bam, bam, bam is that we love them or they love us. And what we're actually doing is if it's a oneness between husbands and wives, we have actually physically married these people that we are engaging in sex with, and then we're getting these sexual divorces, but we should have never been with those people in the first place. So now our wombs are damaged. We're carrying all their excess baggage. They're gone because what is sex? Sex is given. Sex is given.
Exactly.
Sex is taken. And then sex is taken away.
Right.
And sometimes it's the taking away of it that drives you crazy. It don't even have to be good sex.
True.
It's just that you have this routine. I get it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Hell, it's Monday. Where you at? Oh, you might be sleeping with somebody else. So what you might call paranoid, deranged, and crazy, you know, you're thinking it's digmatized, but it's just like, I got this formula down pat. I got to have it. What's cracking?
Right. Especially if you don't want to be that woman that's out there just laying up and sleeping with everybody. You get used to that, D, and it is good. I mean, it's good. Like, he walk out the shower and it's like... Bam.
Yep.
You know, and I think those guys, because I had one that was like that, when he when he come out the shower, and I'd be mad at him. He already knew. Let me just come on out the shower.
Let me go get
and
wet.
be like this. And then she gonna just forgive me, and she's gonna be like, you know. So I get how we get like that, and especially if you're one of those girls that have low self-esteem, and all he knows what to say, and you're thinking, oh, nobody else is gonna do this or say this to me, so let me just deal with him anyway. He do got some good D. He ain't got no good job, but he got some good D. He ain't got no place to live, but he do got some good D. You know what I'm saying? So we dismiss all these major things just because he's there and able to lay up with us and make us feel all lovey and warm and fuzzy inside. And warm and fuzzy does not necessarily mean love. And I think that's where we get it confused.
So would you say that both men and women, after they have sex, have a glow about them?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes. For women, I would say yes, we see it. But for a lot of men, sometimes, like I said, it's just sex.
Yeah.
So no. We may have that intimate connection with that person and think that that's the case.
So if men have the intimate connection, do you think they have a glow? Because women do have a glow. What is our womanly glow that when we go to work the next morning, they be like, girl, what's up?
You can read it in their eyes and they smile. They may be little scoochie
attitude,
the whole
behavior
everything
is different.
Yeah, it's definitely noticeable.
True.
Because sex is a clarifier inducer. It is a stress reliever.
It's definitely a stress reliever.
So now you are glowing and you are sensual. You are you feel sexy. You feel pretty. You feel desirable.
Right.
That's our glow up. You know, men do have a glow up. Men's glow up is like their chest is out a little bit more the next day. got a little extra pep in their step.
Oh, yeah, they look
I'm talking about when you come to work and he been dragging, but he got him something that you can tell. Come on now, it's an extra pep in his step. He mobbing a little bit harder, and he might smile because most of the time men don't really smile, but he might be extra happy. So men do have a glow up if you pay attention to it.
If you put it that way, then I will agree with you on that.
Yeah,
I can agree.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm very analytical. I like to look at people. I would be like, so why you smiling today, Neisha? And I ask a man, what's up? A perfect example on my job, the men didn't show up on Valentine's Day. So they had just laid off 150 people. And, the black people are always the ones that go first. Mm-hmm. So I had really grown to see these men on my job. So like I said, it was the day after Valentine's. So they came back on that Tuesday. I'm like, what's up? Where was y'all at? Was it too much Valentine? And they was blushing, because men blush too. They was like, too much Valentine. So men do have a glow up. I think that for men, it releases a lot of pressure, and if done properly, men become very creative. Mm-hmm. Men become go-getters. They brainstorm, and they want to do more things, and sex is recharges their battery.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Are we still talking about dick?
We are.
It seems like we're going more into.
I know.
But no, I can agree with that. It is definitely a recharger on both ends, I would say. But stigmatized is different.
Yeah, it is.
It's a little different. It's when you see that friend of yours that you got to talk off the ledge when she's like, I'm going to bust his mother window because he not answering my phone call.
Right.
I'm going to cut his tires because I know he's with so-and-so. I'm stalking him because she hasn't had that vitamin D like that from anybody else. Like there's a difference.
It's like he touches a spot that nobody else has.
Mm-hmm.
And so you feel like you stuck with him. Even though he got some other jacked up ass ways, you feel like I can get over that.
It's an addiction.
Yeah. He gonna lay up, he gonna give me that good and you Now where I am today is a little bit at 53 because I am finding that some of the older guys they're quick to let you know, look, I ain't got it like this.
I got 5 minutes.
Yeah, you better get in where you fit in. Yep, and it ain't no round 2. Don't even think about round 2.
Hey, I hope you come before me.
You better come,
exactly.
If you don't,
you out of luck.
Sorry.
So, yeah, and I think even with that being said, I think when you know your body, you know how to get yours in.
Yes.
And if he only got a couple minutes, then let me go and let him get his. But you know what I mean?
No.
It is though. I mean, that's what I have found because I want to ensure that I'm gonna get my needs met. So I do what I do to get my needs met first because I'm already in my head. I got that clock playing. Let me go ahead and get that in, and then once it's there, okay, baby, go.
I'm a grown ass woman. If I got to do something, why I need you? I'm not doing all that extra preparations and stuff because you inadequate. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Okay, so digmatized would simply be if you walked into your bedroom and he was hitting somebody else doggy style because of his penis performance. He tell you that wasn't him, you would believe him?
No. If I see him with my own eyes.
No, we said digmatized.
No, if I see him with my own eyes, that's a no. No.
Look at Adrianne. Look at
Adrianne. Because what happens is sometimes you, and I'm not saying I'm just saying that
we got 3 minutes.
Sometimes what'll happen is you will you get caught up. You do, and I almost want to cry because sometimes that DB bomb, it brings tears to your eyes. But yeah. So in closing, ladies, and I know that was a quick.
We definitely gonna have to have a part 2 of this because there's more to this discussion.
There's more to this because it's somebody delusional.
Somebody over here crying, but we ain't gonna. I haven't cried about it, but I mean, I've talked some people off the ledge though, like. Girl, don't cut it. Don't slash it.
Y'all don't know this dude.
Don't do it. Woo. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I mean, to be continued.
Exactly.
We're out.
More D.
Yeah.
We're gonna have on a sidebar about this dick baton.
Yes. What had happened was.
Yes, let me tell you what happened.
Until the next episode, ladies and gentlemen, thanks each and every one of you for joining us, whether it's in a pre-recorded. We appreciate it. BGP, and we are out.
Bye.